Mill Lane Primary in Stockton-on-Tees city centre is situated in an area of urban disadvantage and an area with many refugee communities. The school has just over 200 pupils and includes children from 14 countries. 44.8% of children have free school meals. Yarm Primary, 2 miles away, has 430 pupils and serves the small town and community of Yarm.
Anyone know who that in the middle is?
Head teachers and staff at both schools are committed to inclusive education and are working on embedding disability equality into the curriculum.
There's one campaign you might want to sign up to, which is about this, getting all children in the world into education, and it's linked to the World Cup, which is...
In January 2010, both schools invited Richard Reeser, a disability equality trainer, to lead school assemblies.
South Africa, Republic of South Africa.
At Yarm, this was followed later in the day by staff training. School assemblies led by disability equality trainers can be a great way to start or support work on disability equality in the whole school curriculum.
If we learn about the history of people, if we know how they felt, we would know how the people nowadays feel.
I knew people did make the odd people made fun of people disabled, but I didn't know it went on this much. I even learned that some people actually got killed, which made me really worry. So the next time I see someone getting picked on, I know it will be none of my business, but I'll try and help them.
I want you to come up with 2 do's and 2 don'ts of when you're communicating with someone who's deaf.
Stacey and Robbie's Year 6 class at Mill Lane are learning about fingerspelling and British Sign Language.
One of the young boys told me this morning that his cousin is deaf. So when he told his nana he was learning it, she was really happy because obviously now he'll be able to communicate.
Lindsay has had training in BSL and is using interactive resources from the British Sign Language website.
It'd be useful to know sign language because if you're at a convention or a library and someone asks you, do you know where the shark gallery or something is, but they speak sign language, you'd be able to respond instead of saying, sorry, I don't understand.
Do you think that would make deaf people feel more included in society?
Very much, yes.
3, 2.
And he could make every letter of the alphabet just using those different combination of dots in 6 different
This
places.
afternoon, a group of Year 5 and 6 students are finding out about the life of Louis Braille and his work to create Braille.
Around the chair.
Pupils are also finding out how visually impaired people like to be guided and are making their own Braille. Yvonne has planned the lesson with guidance and resources from the RNIB. At Mill Lane, work to include disability equality in the curriculum has started by extending everyone's knowledge about the needs and rights of people with sensory impairments.
In our speech and language specialist class, we have a number of children who are hearing impaired and one child who herself has expressed the desire to learn how to sign. We would like to expand those sensory aspects into the aspects to do with literacy, to do with numeracy, to do with science, and the history and the geography of disability. I think it's important for children to realise that in different parts of the world, just how disability is approached or even ignored, because we take children in our school from all over the world.
Who thinks they all are disabilities of some description?
Previously, Year 6 at Yarm have looked at disability rights through letter writing in literacy. Today, after thinking about some well-known historical and contemporary disabled people, the class are being asked to study biographical accounts of disabled children with a range of impairments.
They looked through some of the information booklets, they discussed it, they took some notes, and they talked about ways in which things can be adjusted for disabled people. Here we've got the talking calculator for Charlotte with who's vision impaired. and they were just amazed that there were such things. They didn't know, so it's been a huge learning process for them in that respect as well.
She likes racing on a wheelchair. A racing wheelchair.
She goes racing every fortnight, is it?
She likes her friend coming over. Alright, she likes playing computer games.
We check to see there are no nuts or traces of nuts in anything we're buying.
With the food allergy, one little girl actually brought in her religion and she said, oh yes, I always make sure people know so that they don't have quiches that have got ham in and whatever else. So she could relate in that way, but hadn't thought broader.
They decided that they were going to put down that Becky has 2 insulin injections.
Stuart and his Year 6 class have also been finding out about the lives of disabled children. Throughout this work, Stuart has observed an increase in confidence in the whole class.
Reading those books, I now have a deeper insight, and I would hope that the children have taken a lot from it. And from just going around those groups, there are certain individuals who have obviously taken a lot from it.
Remember, you're thinking about the barriers and the adjustments and what each of these mean.
When there was questions in the draw and write, what would Sam like to be when he grows older? A lot of the answers that were given back, that she was that's the same as that I want to do. Thomas, a disabled boy in our class, he came up with a comment that children might be nervous about asking Sam about his disability, so they don't ask, and he said Sam probably wants to tell them about it. He could obviously empathise with that situation. He really came out of his shell there.
Luke does lots of the activities that we do, like scouts and swimming and things.
There's a real empathy that's come out of it, and that's one of the big positives.
Thomas and his class are also very positive about disability equality in the curriculum.
Life's not just about maths and English, it's about understanding other people and how they work, they work.
It won't help her with that people.
Yeah, because you might want to go into a job to do with disability equality, but even if you don't, it's still helpful to know.
It's all about respect and thinking about other people, but also what your position is and what consequences are for our actions. So the disability equality work fits in really. It's just an extension of the work we do on embracing everyone.
I think with the new curriculum, it's the ideal opportunity to take aspects of disability which might have been dealt with in isolation or out of a context to actually make sure that they're embedded within the curriculum. I think it's very important that they learn now about aspects of disability like this, because in the future it will actually make them better parents, possibly, might make them better neighbours to other people's children, and able to be more proactive regarding children with disabilities.
Work on disability equality builds respect and reinforces a strong anti-bullying ethos. At Yarm, students have written an anti-bullying song which has won a national award.